All right. Thank you so much for being here. This is the Your Book, Your Voice coffee chat. Appreciate you. We're, of course, live on YouTube. We're live on Instagram. We're also live on LinkedIn. There you go. All right. Great topic today. Just want to cover audiobook editing. What's involved, what you need to know, what you need to do, what you don't need to do, how long it takes to actually do it. All these questions, and I do get asked these questions being an audiobook coach and producer. It's what I do for a living. And I love doing it because I'm helping you, the author, narrate your own audiobook in your own voice, telling your story the way it's meant to be told and the way it's meant to be heard. Because really, you are the most qualified to narrate your own audiobook. You are the one person who knows your story better than anybody. And what that means is that you are telling your story coming from the heart, coming from first person. And that makes all the difference in the world. Now, this is Coffee Chat, by the way. So cheers to you. All right. Cheers to you for being awesome human beings. Yeah, I got my elixir of life. Maybe you have your elixir too. BYOC, bring your own creamer. Sorry, it's virtual, or else I'd provide you with some awesome creamer. But I could at least toast to you for being an awesome entrepreneur, because you are an entrepreneur. You are an author, which means you published a book. And once you publish your book, you are a professional and you are an entrepreneur. So here's to entrepreneurship. Oh, I love the elixir of life. So what is involved with audiobook editing? When you record your audiobook, it is a process, of course. But the beauty about recording your audiobook is that you're able to record each section of your book, and this is the way you do it. You record each section of your book as one separate audio file each. So, for example, I'm going to grab my book here. Lights Action You, my book that's published. I did this one in 2022 and of course did the audiobook version of it. There are 14 chapters in this book, all right? Which means that is already 14 separate audio files that I created for the audiobook. Now, all your front matter, your back matter, all that information is also separate audio tracks, right? Your opening credits, your closing credits, your foreword, your afterword, your preface, your maybe you have an introduction, maybe you have a dedication, whatever it is that you have in your book, all these your acknowledgments, okay, all these pieces of your book are recorded as separate audio files, which is a great thing, okay, because it gives you an opportunity to not have to sit and go, oh man, I got to record hours and hours of audio in one sitting, and you don't have to do that. So that is a great thing. That is a great thing for you to be able to do in regards to piecing together your audiobook. Now, recording is great, right? You're focused, you're in your zone, you're doing this fabulous job because you're bringing your true authentic self to the table. It's conversational, it's interesting, your energy, your emotion, your sincerity, everything, all those intangibles are in place. Sounds fantastic. But that's only half the battle, right? The second part, and this is crucial, is that you have to have your audiobook edited, and I mean professionally edited. It has to be cleaned up so it sounds great. It has to meet the exact specifications for publication, or else you're going to get rejected. And I've seen that happen with many authors who I've had to go and do file repair, fix their audio files so that they can get uploaded and accepted and published in Audible, Amazon, Apple, Barnes & Noble, Spotify, wherever you want to publish your audiobook, okay? But it has to meet the exact specifications. Now, when it comes to audiobook editing, I know there's DIY programs that are out there. There's one that's super popular. I won't name it, but you pay your $497 and you get this program. There's no coaching. They talk about how easy it is. They say, oh, in only a few hours, you can have your audiobook done. Oh, it only takes a couple hours, few hours to get you do the editing. And that to me is false advertising. It really is, because they're not really telling you the truth. And I can't even tell you how many authors that I have talked to, and they said, oh yeah, I bought that program. And I'm like, great. Okay. So where's your audiobook? Well, I haven't done it yet. Or I started doing it and I didn't realize how much time it really took to do it. because you were duped. Let's call it for what it is, because you weren't told exactly, or it was shown to you by somebody who like does it a million times. Oh, editing is so easy, and you have this little tool that you can use in Audacity and do this and that and the other, and oh, a piece of cake. It doesn't work that way. It really doesn't, because when it comes down to it, the way you need to edit your audiobook, to properly edit your audiobooks, you need to listen to it in real time, and you need to find, and this is the way I edit. This is what I do for my clients. And this is why I spend 80, 100 hours. And that's just in editing time, because you have to listen to it in real time. Okay. You have to listen to it in real time. If there is a mouth noise or some anomalous sound that comes up in your audiobook editing, I'm going to remove it. When you are using consumer level product, all right? Yeah, there are editing software that is out there, and there is restoration apps and things of that nature that can supposedly clean up your audio. The thing is, this is consumer level, which means that it can only do so much. If you record your audiobook and it's a very bright room and very echoey, maybe it sounds like, hopefully that doesn't sound like you're in a bathroom or a huge cathedral, because all that echo and reverb is not going to sound good. And you don't want that in your audiobook. But maybe you're in a room where there is a lot of echo or reverb in the background. Using a consumer product, even Audacity, is not going to give you the tools that you need to remove all this anomalous background noise and sound without affecting the actual narration. You need professional editing tools to be able to do that. That's something that, again, talking with so many authors who've bought into these DIY programs, they're like, yeah, they didn't really tell me that. They didn't. They show me how to edit. Oh, I can do a little clip, and it snaps it together, and boom, it's done. A lot of times that does still create an audio glitch, and you're going to have to fix that. Then again, removing mouth noises. What if it's smack dab in the middle of a word? Are you going to be able to edit that without damaging the actual narration, where people won't hear the edit? It takes some skill to be able to do that. And the thing is that it does take hours and hours to edit. All right. That is just a fact. If you're going to do it right, and do it right the first time, you need somebody who knows what they're doing to do the editing. If you want to do it and you're a techie guy and you have tons of time to spend editing your audiobook, then go for it. Then do it. All I'm saying is that there are so many authors that I've talked to that have bought into these DIY programs, and they did not finish their audiobook. Matter of fact, the percentage, it's well below 15%. Well below 15. That's like between 10 to 15% of authors that have bought into a DIY program, they finished their audiobook, but it took them a long time. But only between 10 to 15% of those authors actually complete it, right? The other 90% of people, authors who've bought into these programs, they never finished their audiobook. And that is not a good stat. So when it comes to editing, you really have to listen to it in real time. You have to remove any mouth noises that are distracting. Because remember, you always have to think about, where's the project going? Who is listening to it? Because it's the end result, right? The listener, the listener needs to have an enjoyable experience, right? They want to have an enjoyable experience listening to you tell your story. So you have to make sure that there isn't anything in there that's going to be distracting to them and distracting from their experience. And again, making sure everything is set to the exact specifications for publication. And I'm telling you, even as I do it professionally, once in a while, it doesn't happen, it's rare, but once in a while, I'll upload a file and I get a rejection and that says something like, your 0.01 decibels, either too low or too high or something, something so minuscule that you don't even hear, but their analyzation tool for whatever reason flags it. So what are you going to do? Well, as an audio producer and editor helping authors, what I do when I'm doing my editing is that I just re-output a new file, make the adjustments. I know exactly what needs to be done, and re-upload and problem solved. Okay. So there are things that you have to be aware of when it comes to audiobook editing. You really need to listen to it. You got to make sure the mix is good. You got to make sure the levels are nice and even. And you have to clean it up properly to make sure there aren't extraneous mouth noises, loud ones that are distracting. You have to make sure that there isn't any weird background noises. I've had audio repair for authors because it got rejected because their air conditioner was on and it was super loud, or the fan in the computer was too loud and was raising the noise floor, and it went past what is accepted as an accepted level. So it got rejected. So how are you going to clean that up? In consumer level products that you can record on, there are some editing tools. That's true. However, when it comes to removing echo and background noise and things of that nature, they fall short. And that's why authors come to me to help them do their audiobook, do it properly, because they know that I'm going to make sure that it gets cleaned up properly and uploaded and published correctly the first time. The point that I want to make in regards to audio editing is that it does take time. If you want to do it yourself, go for it. I think that's awesome. If you have the skill to do it and you can clean up your audio so it sounds fantastic. Remember, you cannot cut corners. I can't stress that enough, because this product that you're creating, this audiobook, is a representation of who you are as an author. You are an author brand. So you have to make sure that your audiobook sounds great, and editing is crucial. All right. Now, if you need help doing it, that's what I do. All right. Robert Lane Coaching is my business. Again, helping authors create awesome audiobooks. It's a do-it-with-you program. I do have a DIY program, but I don't really promote it because I really, for two reasons. One is most authors I work with want to do one-on-one coaching. You got it. And I love it. They love the VIP program, and that's awesome. The DIY program, I get people who really are tech savvy and want to do it themselves. However, the difference between my DIY program and other companies or people who put out these DIY programs is that I do continue to give you support throughout the process. Yeah, you're doing it yourself, but I'm not just going to sell you a product and then, take your money to the bank and you never hear from me again. That's not customer support as far as I'm concerned. But if you need help, there's links in the description. For those of you on Instagram, go to my profile page, click on the link, book a call with me. Book a call with me. It's that simple. Let's talk about your book. And I'll give you more details about the Your Book, Your Voice audiobook coaching program. Let's get you enrolled, and in 12 weeks, you'll have your audiobook narrated, edited, and ready for publication in all the distribution platforms that you want to be on. And as a VIP in my program, I send you the professional equipment that you need. $400 or $500 worth of gear is yours to keep. I do all the editing for you. I do, of course, coaching you on how to do a great narration. That's part of it. But I do all the editing for you. I do all the uploading for you. I help you with some marketing ideas to help you promote your audiobook. All that's included in the program. And trust me, it relieves a huge amount of stress and overwhelm from you, lifting that weight off your shoulders, because I do the heavy lifting for you. And that's the way it should be. And when I do my edit, I edit in real time. I do an editing pass, I do a mix pass, and I do a quality control pass. So I make sure that everything is exactly the way it needs to be. And if there are any issues or fixes that need to be done, we get them handled. You send me fixes, I put them in, edit them in. It's all good. All right. So that's the way to do editing. And I will also say, before we wrap things up here, is that if there is a company out there that says, I'll clean up your audio, and give us a couple hours, we'll take your audio files and clean it up, that means they're just running it through some restoration app or AI app or whatever it is, but they are not listening to your audiobook. Okay? That's a red flag, because they're going to miss things. Maybe they can clean up some stuff, but there are going to be some things that their little restoration app is not going to be able to fix. And Most importantly, what if you have a mispronunciation or a slurred word or gaps between sentences or even paragraphs or whatever it is? What if there are other issues? Those apps are not going to clean that. They're not going to fix that, and they're going to miss that. So it's not conducive to doing that, because you need to, again, not cut corners and put out the best product possible that represents you and your author brand. All right. So there you go. I'd love to have a conversation with you and to help you with your audiobook. So reach out to me. All right. Check out the links in the description. And of course, on Instagram, you go ahead and go to my profile page and click that link. Book your call. Cheers to you for being an awesome author. All right. I'm going to take another swig of this stuff. And as always, if there is a topic you want me to cover here on the Coffee Chat, I keep it pretty open forum, but I do like to bring a topic to the table. Let me know. All right, reach out to me, okay? And of course, your final assignment is, when you're out and about in the world, smile at a stranger, say hello to them, give them a compliment, because that small gesture of kindness makes all the difference in the world, and you can be a life changer. Let's spread some positivity in this world, all right? No doom scrolling. Okay. All right, my friends, let's say goodbye to our YouTube and LinkedIn friends first. Thank you so much for tuning in.